In this video I will show you my solution to CS50 Python's problem called refueling from problem set 5. In this problem we need to implement unit tests for the program we had in problem set 3, which is fuel gauge. So if you recall this program, basically we needed to input the fraction and the output should return us the percentage, how full is our fuel tank. And if it's 0 or 1%, it should return E, or if it is F, or it is 99 or 100, it should return F as full. And if you enter something wrongly, like fraction greater than 1, it should reprompt you, etc. Or if you enter some string, it should reprompt you. So to write this unit test, so yeah, you have basically the details here. So to implement unit tests, firstly we need to rewrite our program into this format, so we have it separated in functions. So let me show you my solution for all this. So in the problem set 3, so this was my solution from the problem set 3. Here I have everything in main, as you can see. And now let's rewrite this to this format, and then let's write unit tests. So first thing we need to, for the main, let's create while loop, so infinite while loop, and let's define variable called fuel fraction, which we will take as input from the user. Then let's do try block, and let's call new variable converted, which will equal to convert function, and we pass fuel fraction to it. And then we need to print gauge and converted. So we could also write this without converted, and let's actually do that. Let's actually nest it like this. Maybe it's a little less readable, but so like this. So we are passing our input to the convert function, and then we are passing result of that convert function to the gauge function, and we are printing it. So that is what we are doing. And we want to break if this is successful, otherwise let's write exception block, value error and zero division error. In that case we want to continue because we want to ask user again for correct input. For the fraction, for the convert function, we also need try block, and in this block we will define two variables x and y, which we'll define in this way. So fraction dot split, and split based on slash. So we are splitting this user's input based on slash, and let's do conversion to the integer for both of them. And now let's write the exception block. So for the value error and attribute error, we want to raise value error that is requested. And now let's do some checks. So we need to check if our fraction is in correct format. So if y equals 0, that is not allowed. We need to raise zero division error. Then we also want to check if x is greater than y, which is not allowed in our case, or any of these are negative numbers, that is also not allowed. Sorry, I'm typing here in the dark. I don't know why my keyboard is not lit. Okay, now I fixed it. Or x is lower than 0, or y is lower than 0. So in any of this case we want to raise value error, because we cannot have this fraction that x is greater than y, or we have any negative numbers. That's not allowed. So in the end we want to return, and what we want to return, so we want to firstly divide x by y, and we also want to round it to digits. Now that we have that, we want to divide this by 100, and we want to make sure everything is integer. So this is what we are returning. So if we have 1 divided by 2, it will be 0.5 times 100, which is 50, like 50%, so integer, we will return 50 in that case. That's correct. So next thing what we want to do is to define gauge. So for the gauge we are passing this result here to the gauge. So if that number, so if percentage is lower or equal to 1, we want to return E. Else if percentage is larger or greater than 99, so this means it will be either 99 or 100, because for everything else we catch that as errors. If you recall, we want to return F like full, and else we want to return a formatted string consisting of percentage and percentage sign in the end. And yes, so this is my final solution for the fuel.py rewritten. So this is main, this is convert, and this is gauge, and let's check it if that works. So let's start with 1/2, it's 50%, that's okay. Let's start with 2/3, 67%, that's correct. Let's now do the empty. So 1 out of 100, let's say, it should be empty, that's correct. And let's do 5 out of 5, it should be full, that's correct. Let's do something stupid like cat, and we are reprompted. Let's do negative numbers, we are reprompted. Let's do division by 0, we are reprompted. So this program obviously works. So that is the solution for rewriting the fuel. And now let's write some unit tests for this. So to write some unit tests, we need to import PyTest, of course, not this one. Then from fuel we want to import convert and gauge. And now let's define some unit tests. So let's write some tests for the convert. So let's define test convert whole. So whole number, let's say assert convert. Let's pass 1 out of 1. And that should return 100. And let's pass in 0 out of 1, it should return 0. Now let's define like half, like 1 out of 2 and 50 out of 100. We should get 50 in both cases. Now let's do the rounding. So 1/3 and 2/3. So 1/3 needs to be converted to 33, and 2/3, I even did that use case, that should be 67 rounded. Okay, what next? So let's define value error non-numeric. So with PyTest raises value error. So convert. So if we have cat/cat, we should get value error. Let's test also if x is greater than 1, converted like x greater than y, we should get value error 5/4, for example. And let's test negative numbers. -1/4. Also, let's test that y is negative. Okay, let's test now zero division. So 1 divided by 0 should return 0 division error. And okay, that is more or less it for our convert function. For the gauge, we want to test if it returns this correctly. So def test gauge empty. So if it passes 0, it should return E. Also, if it passes 1, it should return E. Now let's test full. So if we pass 99 or 100, it should return full. And now let's test some different range, like middle. And let's test. So 23 should return 23%. Like 2 should return 2%. And one more thing, I don't know, 87 should return 87%. Yes, that's enough, I think. So we are testing the conversion 1/1, 0/1, we are testing half, we are testing rounding, we are testing value error for non-numeric, we are testing x greater than y, we are testing negative numbers, we are testing zero division error, and for the gauge we are testing empty, full, and some middle numbers. And hopefully that's it, and that should work. Let's run our program. And 10 out of 10 passed, so that means it's correct. So yeah, I will show you my test once again. So this is how they look. First part, and second part, and my fuel function looks like this. main, convert, and gauge. So that's it. Thanks for watching everyone, and see you in another video. Bye.